Hello guys, Cool Yoshi here, and welcome back to Super Mario Odyssey 100%. We get all moons, and we're going to end with 999 moons by the end of this walkthrough. In the last episode, we were in Seaside Kingdom getting a bunch of moons here, but now we have to get the rest of the moons. I also made use of a amiibo trick to get a bunch of moons and, well, mainly purples. So we were able to finish that. So now our focus is just on the exploring the areas, looking for power moons we may have missed. And most of the moons I missed are in like some of the easier ones as well. But first we're gonna navigate to a specific moon that I've been looking for a while. Okay, found it. I just remembered this one based off of the spot, and I think I remembered another one as well down here. Never mind, I already got that one. Now the game does take your hat from you, just to remind you. Does it take the hat from you? So, how do you get this one? You do this like crazy. You basically... Mario isn't ever able to swim far enough to get to the moon, so the only reliable way of getting it is to get a trick capture, which is obviously kind of random, because Cappy, when you shake, can just do one random thing after another. But we get to spam this like crazy. We have to chain like at least 4 of these in a row to get there, and fortunately we managed to get it on our second try. That was not as bad as before, because I actually thought that moon was impossible. I had no idea how to do that specific movement until I learned it finally from speedrun. And then I went back to test out the movements, and I found out that turns out you could just ground pound for that. Okay, now we're gonna pull up our guide here, because we need to find the location of our moons. I could check for more hint moons via coins, but again, that just takes a little bit too long, and I don't like that particular way of cheating, so we're going to go back to wherever this area was. So we actually have to start from the very beginning. And yeah. So a lot of the moons we missed are actually via the cliff side, so today we're going to check only the cliffs this time. There are a couple of cliffs up here, including one upwards here, a couple of bonus zones, as well as just other things in general. The first target is going to be over here, where the bonus zone was. Trigger a refill to go back up. Okay. I'm just kidding, by the way. I think that might actually be like the secret path or something. Unless I already seen it. Nope. Okay, so that might actually be the secret path to here, because there's always a secret path to most levels. I'm gonna do that last, because there's obviously more stuff to find. So we're gonna start by picking up this one in here, which is easy enough. that moon is actually done in the speed run without even using this capture. It's just part of the route. In case we forgot about it before, we're going to then go for the Goomba moon, since the way that... Oh, by the way, I don't need all of these guys. I'm gonna do a trick pretty much that you can do with pretty much every one of these specific Goomba moons except a couple, and another ones that are just natural, but yeah. The game expects you to create a tower to actually reach Goombet, but you do not need that if you do some very precise shake dumping. So this one is pretty easy to do, and then she will give us a moon, which we already have. I guess that means time to warp back to around here and check the rest of the cliffs, because apparently there's a moon there. Yep. Like most of the other moons, we'll be best checking upwards to figure out where the moons might be. And once again, people continue to search for my moons. They must be very bad, because I don't even know what moon I still have left. I'm pretty sure, but most of them already got popped. Actually, above Rolling Canyon seems like a good spot. Just east of the Odyssey. Okay. Ah, see, right here. It's just lying out in the open, as usual. Let's immediately go into the tunnel now, before I forget, because I forget a lot of things sometimes. Though there's still going to be quite a bit of moons left after this. Oh, okay. This one I remember the order from the speedrun. And we got another one. And yes, this is a little mini trap. If you get these wrong, which you usually have to get it wrong in the first try, and then it'll reveal the true order. You could take either a picture of it or do something else. There's one specific one where I will probably take a picture of later. But for now, we have to proceed back to a more unique cave in the upper area. I found out that one cave I skipped that had the eel actually also has a moon in it. So first we have to proceed backwards to the area that had the eel in it. Which will be somewhere here, and we actually have to bait it first. Then follow it into its cave to get another moon. Okay, now what does that leave? Another one that I wasn't able to find just based on, I guess, being silly. I went out of the maze too early, but the maze I went in before actually has a moon as well. I did try to get as many as I could. Right there, you see how fast the little jet kick is. And how do you do this secret? Well, it's actually a lot more obvious than you might have thought. We actually just have to kick that guy down, and then we sneak into where he was and get a power moon. Again, since it's so... Alright, we're just going to warp out of here. Okay, for this one, we have to head just, to the same area that had the lighthouse, which is then going to be northwest, according to my map, which is actually going to be right about here, conveniently located next to this double spot. We're gonna ground pound and enter under our tunnel, of course, capture each heap first, and we just kind of explore around this area. There's nothing really else we can do while we wait. Right here is what we want. A bonus zone that we did not find. And inside here, we have a guy just randomly wandering around. It's another one of those catch him, so we just catch that guy and get a moon. Next is the 4 for the seeds, which are pretty straightforward, so I'm going to actually skip that and go straight to... We want to go to Hot Spring Island, which is right here, and then go south of it. Which should be right around here. Pickus is actually a bonus area I opened during my random playthrough but refused to go into. So I'm gonna go into it. Nope. Okay, that wrong one. Whoops. A crack in the ocean floor can be seen from the right places. And you see there's like a huge crack down here. Yep, it's a very, very sneaky hidden, just random 8-bit level. And if we pound, it turns into a platform challenge. We obviously have no time to go, so we kind of just have to go as fast as we can, and fortunately was able to do it on our first try. We had a slow entrance, but I think that was alright. I'm gonna try and collect some of the seeds now, I guess, because otherwise that'll get in the way. Which, there's actually a seed up all the way over there, which is actually probably the hardest seed I've ever had to do. I don't know why they leave a seed up here, but, don't ask me why. The only reliable way of getting it up is using tricks, which means, unfortunately, for the first time in a while, we have to use the old-fashioned strategy, which means just to trigger that one seed, we have to go all the way back here and get one of these guys, which wastes quite a bit of time, just to go up to this part and smack it, and then actually grab the moon with that. We do all of that just for that moon. It is gettable without it, but it requires the cap bounce die trick where you bounce off of Cappy and then as a result of where you have to move, you also have to turn around as you do the second bounce and be very quick. Otherwise, you will not be able to hit it. That trick is extremely difficult, and yeah, I've never even tried it. I've gotten good enough to at least attempt it potentially by bouncing off of Cappy, but otherwise, yeah. We're just gonna have to bring a dude to get that, and I'm gonna actually skip the rest of them because I saw a bonus area up here which I know I haven't entered because I don't remember entering this before. So we're gonna capture this, and this should be a new bonus zone. Since we already got all the purples, it will not have any purples, which means we just have to find the secret moon in it. I am not going to cheat this time because I do want to see. So here I'm showing the intended way of revealing this attack section. There are basically some very cheeky hidden invisible paths that you take with instant edge everywhere. And you basically do that. Well, at least now I know where some of them are. I know that this first part is the case. I'm just gonna do a dive trick to get past that first one. Oh wait, now I see it. Don't know why I didn't think of this before. And now, again, I'm gonna have to look around with the camera to figure out. Unlike the Bowser level with all the ones where I mentioned you want to avoid hitting the spinner at all costs, this is one exception to that. You can choose to hit this one. In fact, it's heavily recommended to get rid of the minions and the clouds. We're basically going to do that and then chime some jumps to get across here. And I'm not too keen on waiting on this, so I'm just going to dive jump in here and find a moon in here. I'm gonna do a dive trick to get to this part, and otherwise just reveal the set like I did before. Because there's probably a little troll at the very end, because there tends to be. Okay, never mind. When you know, once you start seeing, you'll know exactly where those platforms are. But yeah, there are a couple of trolls, so just for safety, since I'm tired of dying, I probably should just do this the intended way. Gonna get the 6 HP again, cause why not? Probably stop using that for a while, because most of the dangerous parts are done. I probably only really need to use that in a bonus. That's about it. Which I feel like I missed another one, because there's, well, other than the ones I saw before. Okay, we're very close. 49, which serves to bubbling. Darn. So, yeah, those are inaccessible because they're actually warped to Bowser's Kingdom. So if we take out the keep away moon or whatever from the other stuff, then the only thing left now is the hint art and the secret path, which we hadn't taken, which this is going to be quite a cool video because we're going to actually start taking the secret paths, and whatever kingdom we end up in, we're going to end up doing that kingdom's moons next. So here we go into another new area, which will, as usual, have 2 moons. Because I'm new, I'm going to try to find the secret one first, which I'm not quite sure where it's located, because normally there was a side drop off here, but it doesn't seem like there is one anymore. Huh. darn. My only way to really get a good check at it is to drop down here to figure out something, which, yeah. Yeah. And yes, in case you're wondering, I took that on purpose. So it has to be in the maze then. This is quite confusing. The first maze with the plants was way easier, but now this is just going to have a bunch of stuff. Oh, there we go. There's a little spot we can fit in. That's where the secret rune is. It's not even available from looking in the main area, so yeah, it's just hidden in the entire maze. I checked around because that's the intended way of checking for runes. I hate these spikies. These are the worst. Fun fact! Because of the way the game is programmed, these spikies are actually some of the only invincible enemies in the entire game. No matter what you do, they cannot be killed, unless you have an enemy. Well, at least in this area I'm at right now, because of the way it's set up, the spikies are actually completely unkillable. What that means is, yeah, I can't kill them no matter what I do. Looks like I'm gonna have to get this an even trickier way. Ugh. See, like, the spinies are so trolly. So I'm gonna actually push this one off. That's literally its only weakness. Killing them the fierce way, if you do it that way, they're invisible. Yeah, technically they're not, because not if you know what to do, but just the way it's set up, it's so frustrating. And because this is a shard, I believe we have to pick up all these in one go. Okay, fortunately at least that one doesn't get in our way. Gonna do a little trick here. We can get the last one, yeah. Skip that one at least. And then try to speed run to the next hit. Do a little dive over him just to be cool, and then we're gonna warp out of here back to the lighthouse. At least for some of the main areas, it's faster to warp out. I'm gonna try to practice that with all zones once I get all of the moons in there. And I always, yeah, one of the first things I remembered is, yeah, there's always moons. At least 2 moons for every bonus zone you find. This one is actually kind of interesting. It reads on the right side, which relates to here, but where is the actual moon at? Is it this vein? Nope. It seems like it references either above the entire point, or just simply down here. Oh, and yeah, that enemy just happened to hit quite a bit before. Oh, never mind. I think I may have found it. Damn. Okay. And so we finally get to take the warp painting. The warp painting, I believe, is hidden near the edge of the kingdom. Yes, I checked. I'm not sure. Oh, I guess I'm just gonna explore for it on the edge of Kingdom, where it'd be located, I guess. I wish I actually remembered where it was, because yeah, the word paintings, unlike the other ones, are pretty sneaky compared to the paintings. The hint arts. The hint arts will always be on one of the walls, but sometimes they'll be hidden on the ground, but most of the time they're on a specific area. The warp paintings, of course, are very different. Remember when I talked about the multi-trick about the section? Well, this is actually what I was trying to do. Basically, with some good movement, you can capture 2 of those specific rocket flowers at the same time, and if you do that, then your rocket flower will last for twice as long, and you can stack that as many times as you want to travel a lot of distances very quickly. However, during that momentum, Cappy's very difficult to control, so it makes doing the actual trick pretty tough. I'm gonna wait on purpose. Again, I'm gonna try to only use the trick just to get from 1 HP to full, rather than trying to use it all the time, because then I would feel kind of bad, because I do want to try to at least decently play good. Okay, so that leaves it on an island, I suppose. One of these islands has to have it. Correct. I wish I had an additional guide that also told me where all the warp paintings are, because now that I'm trying to actually find the warp paintings, it's kind of rough. I didn't do this the normal way. I warped here. Darn, I guess I'll have to do this the way I wanted before, which would mean, I guess, just going for the specific moons that are left. Darn, that's too bad. I was going to actually try warp painting. Well, I guess that leaves me with yet another thing to try doing off screen, and that is finding the power moons. At least we got most of them in here, so except for the secret entrance, we're not gonna get much. So where the secret entrance is located is ironically also where we have to go, I think. Bowser's Kingdom. No, it's not. Actually, never mind. Okay. Well, I probably should have done that right away. Okay, so let's start by getting the hint art, which is not too hard. It actually refers to Metro Kingdom, which is pretty easy to figure out. We're still trying to figure out the Dark Side hint art, but I figured it out now. Apparently I also learned a trick that there can only be one hint art for... There can only be up to 2 hint arts for some kingdoms, and sometimes only 1, or even none at all. And this one is pretty easy to spot. You might have even spotted the keep right as you go in. All we do is go to the main street entrance and warp in. However, you probably wouldn't think to ground pound here, because it wouldn't spawn even at the beginning until later, but right here in between, you just get a moon for doing that, which I think is really cool. And because I'm kind of bored, I want to actually see what this warp painting does. I've not actually found one in a while. It is to the Sand Kingdom. Nice. Let's just do a little bit of warping for a while until we get somewhere. Because I want to find the secret path to Bubble Lane, and I may as well show off some of the warp paintings. There. Okay, so that was the intended one, which means we're going to have to do everything backwards, which means this floating island will take us to the next spot. It's kind of interesting. Yeah. I'll probably get stopped at some point, but what's this one too? Looks like lake, actually. Yeah, you can warp between the different cams. Oh, this is the easy one. Now, I did find where Wooded Kingdoms one is located. Wait, did I actually find the other trick? Because I just wanted to check. Let's see. Oh, I did. Okay. Now, where does this lead? Oh, this is the secret path to Bubble Lane. Wait, did I not get this? I could have sworn I got this before. Unless... this is a secret path to Bubble Lane, apparently. Yep. Actually, never mind. I'm kind of confused why I'm back here again. Hang on. Wait a minute, there's 2 paintings in here. Oh, holy crap. And what I found was actually the hidden painting, so yeah, I'm stumped. So, the only painting I know of now is actually in Bowser Kingdom, so I guess we're taking the fight to Bowser's Kingdom again, like I mentioned before. Probably should have done that before, but we're gonna start by probably going for the hint art and then showing you the warp painting in there, because I want to find out where those are, because if I can get a nice chain of them going, I can figure out. I probably won't necessarily pick up the boons from them, but I want to see where each spot goes to, because it kind of just gets annoying. So, whoops, that's a little bit too early. Now, I have triggered a lot of the moons in most of these spots. So, there's quite a bit of moons available, but there's also a lot of random moons that I haven't found, so I'll be exploring like crazy in Bowser's Kingdom. First, we just pound here in between the shop from before, and now we finally get the Sand Kingdom hint art moon. Okay, now for the second spot, we want to go back to where we fought the Brutals, which ironically right next to this spot, conveniently enough. Which way do we go? Over here. We just walk around here and we randomly find a painting. Where does it lead? Go into it and... oh, actually, this is the secret path to Bubble Lane. Okay, that's interesting. Well, that's at least a nice find, though. So we found the secret path to Bubble Lane. So we actually needed to access it from Bowser's, which means we already found the normal warp painting in there, so it unfortunately led to a different kingdom. So I guess what we'll do is we'll do Bowser's and Lake Kingdom right now, I guess. So time for the big Bowser Kingdom, starting with probably the trolliest boon in the entire game, at least for me. Is very long, and it's not even supposed to be challenging. It's literally just doing this like 5 times, and then 5 times more back. And I do have to use some momentum on them, and a little slide down for the last one, because if I'm even a little bit off, I'll be crazy. And okay, now for the way back. Ugh. Getting the turn on this is kind of rough. But yeah. And yeah, if you're even a little bit off, instead of grabbing a normal area, Mario will just grab the wedge. This is absolutely terrifying moon to get, and because of the way I died to it, I actually first head back here. So I'm gonna actually trigger that, and hopefully that'll give me a save point. And then I just jump off like an idiot. Am I getting even worser? Come on, I grabbed at least more poles than that. Okay, now this time it's not be an idiot and actually do it. As you can see, I did use my cap throw to get a little height on it. But yeah. Yes, there's both a grab on the top part and a grab for the pole. If you go too high, you'll grab on the pole, the top part instead. And you could just miss it like that. This is a stupidly annoying moon because I don't know why they had to make them move around, but yeah. I did not get this moon on the first try when I did it. Although it stops for you, it shakes pretty much randomly, so unless you go in a certain spot, there's really no good way of doing this. Okay, well, can we play carefully now? Oh, see, immediately, as soon as I jump the wrong way, I'm pretty much toast. Jeez, how slow do I have to go to not die? This is Bowser's Kingdom, by the way, so all the moons are expected to be difficult, but this one is just crazy. I'm starting to get tired of it, that I'm just gonna do it as fast as I can. But once again, let's again. See, again! It just grows 1 frame too late. It doesn't go all the way to where I want it to go. Ugh, literally the same death again. Does that one really have a bad hitbox? Is it really that specific part that I die every time? Ugh. Well, I guess I'm cutting this out until I get it done now. Frustrating. I'm gonna show the first try for sure because that was at least a reasonable idea of what you needed to do. But should I go against the camera? No. Okay then. I think it was just me messing with the control stick. If I did this consistent enough, I could have probably already had it by now. I could probably skip a couple at the end. Well, now we did it! Finally! Jeez Louise, that was the most stupid moon I ever done. Actually, no, there was harder ones. Since we're here, we may as well, I guess, do stuff up here. We get these little enemies that are pretty difficult. So as a natural effect to the way the section goes. Let's do Peach. Now. You see, there's reasons why I wait for Peach, because when you die from... way too late. So this guy you pretty much have to capture by using Goombas, and if you're not high enough, you won't be able to... Come on! Just land on the darn thing. Please. You can do it. Land on the darn thing. That's all I ask of you, Mario. There we go. Jeez Louise. Probably didn't need as many Goombas as I did before, but I did need at least a 5 stack to at least get close to that. But there we go. Finally get that moon. Yeah, basically time I sit around, yeah, that's kind of annoying. Now that I know where the warp paintings are, I'll just try to remember it for now, but... Get ready for a random test of strength. LL. The only reliable way of getting all the last one is to just shake the remote like crazy and hope you do a cap spin, which is all random. I'm gonna just do it as we go. Okay. Only got one, but still managed to get them all. I tried actually doing that without cap throw, and I was actually never able to do that. So I found out that, yep, you need to spin jump. Or spin throw, sorry. Spin throw, that's the only real way of getting this, and... I guess time to explore the kingdom from top-bottom. Now, I hate actually exploring the kingdoms the intended way, so... First, I guess I'll just get one of the hardest moons that I may have missed before, which the best way of doing that is to just take this guy up here, because there's a moon up on top. Now you do ditch him for the speedrun, but you don't want to do that in 100%, because there's actually a moon up here, and in fact, it used to be part of the Fast Denny per se, or speedrunning. Yeah, but... Otherwise, we just... shake like crazy. And no, these spikies aren't invisible. We're gonna poke them down. Still managed to get hit by one though. Well, the first thing will do nothing. But, if you poke this one, which is very difficult to poke, believe me, this is literally the hardest part to do. Ugh. I don't know, but... I know it seems weird, but getting that move is extremely precise, unfortunately. Yep, one of the trolliest, one of the just plain annoying moons in the entire game. You just have to stomp that thing, but the way you do it is really difficult. Now let's do a little trick of my own sleeve, which actually isn't really too hard. You just dive all the way down here. And there's a spot where you can ground pound right next to the giant Bowser statue, which I think is pretty interesting. And you'll see some little icons here. Well, if you dive jump in such a way, which I got pretty close to, I think there's actually a way to grab on them, but that's not the part I want, though. There's a different part that I want. Seems like my Peach hearts aren't lasting for a while. Like I said, I'm only using them now against, like, bosses. And there's not much bosses left anyway. And how do you get to this up the entire way? Well, unfortunately, no regular enemies gonna get us that way, so we're gonna have to capture a Lakitu. This is the only enemy that is able to do the job. And we're gonna catch the fish while we're here. And yes, this is RNG. Well, that was a little bit too early. No, that was... I got the wrong fish. So I actually have to get a bigger one. Alright. I think the fish that I normally want, I believe, is really far out of the way. I'm gonna look for a different fish. Oh, yeah, that's much better. Look at that big one. This should be good. And yeah. That's first. I got the bite on the very first try. Now, all of these bites are unfortunately random, and there we go, we finally saw Poochie. For those of you who are new, Poochie is Yoshi's dog friend from Yoshi's Island. It first appeared in the SNES version of Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island. Later just renamed to Yoshi's Island. At least that's what I prefer to call it. Yeah. Poochie, Yoshi can basically stand on, he kind of just carries him throughout the level. Yeah. But that's not Poochie's only really major use. Because when he's not with Yoshi, he's usually just doing something for fun. But while we're here in the same area, we can get over to this spot, which we weren't able to get to before, and get yet another Power Moon. And yeah, we got one from just knocking down the sign, because why not? Next, I'm going to show off a trick here. Before I actually start looking for the different moons in the different areas, there's an entrance I need to open, which is opened in a pretty weird way. For some apparent reason, they don't allow you to go for this door the first time you go through. You have to go all the way out here just to do that. Then you can enter the door. And this has probably the biggest tower of Goombas ever, and if you have those Goombas right next to you, you pretty much have to mash to get the moon they have. Otherwise, you just get hit instantly. But yeah, we start with this, but since Bowser's area is more of a linear path than anything else, we're gonna try to just, I guess, break it to every bonus area and figure out where to go based off of that. There's a way to go immediately up to the top, obviously, of Bowser's, but right now we do not need that. Here we go. We're gonna use this to set a trigger. Oh wow, we actually got the bird moon on the first try. This one I skipped by default because this was a really tough moon for me when I was first playing, but oh well. Okay, so the inside of this area unfortunately has nothing, but later we will be able to go up to it. Oh darn it. Did I miss? No, I don't think so. Let's go to the first area, which will have interesting things, and the big point of this area is we're probably going to want to take this guy with us. Even though it's slow, it's pretty beneficial, as he is required to get some moons. In fact, quite a bit of them. There's definitely a lot more both purples and moons you can pick up in this area, starting with a pretty straightforward one. I'm surprised I actually missed. It's just, once again, lying out in the open, and then we can climb back up here. There are not many bonus moons to find in the first few areas, but again, with how big Bowser's is, we're gonna have to take a look for all the moons. Now, we can't take him with us to the next area, so... Ooh! A nice moon hidden in between the second and third courtyard. Yeah. Also, time for another shake section! Okay, well, probably didn't even need the Cappy spin throw, but getting that would be kind of cool, because normally to do a spin throw, it's pretty difficult. You would have to do this and then press Y, and you'd also have to be standing on ground level, apparently. Oh, by the way, I'm not killing this guy again. He had the first main moon, but we don't have to get that anymore. And there's also no Pokeos here, so we have to find a different way to get up top instead. At least not in the main area. Yeah, there's only Spikies in the main area, so... Okay, so that's one moon available over there. And yeah, Bowser's Kingdom is some of my favorite music because it makes you feel like you're in a different world. But yeah, here we go, the Pokeo, hidden all the way in the back. And then, of course, hidden to, once again, one of the hardest moves in the game. Now, this is similar to what we did before, but this time, we have to poke in the secret area that has the little spawn point. Wow! Also, just barely being able to survive falling down. Oh, and not to mention this as well. Best way of doing this is to just fall down here, time a poke on that, and yeah. At least that part was pretty straightforward, but now for the part I'm probably going to hate forever. So that part we went to before, we have to do that, but first a little detour for some purple coins. If I could get a perfect jump here. Almost every section of Bowser's Kingdom is dangerous. If you don't want to avoid dying, you have to focus most of the time. I actually find Bowser's Kingdom to probably be harder than Moon, just because of Moon having nice gravity. Oh, and of course I get it first try. Okay. Now for the less painful part. Can we survive the way up? There we go! Okay. We got all the moons here. So assuming I didn't check anything, then I assume everything is collected. The bonus areas start coming around the center area, the big middle spot where you start having the epic music. That's where most of the moons in Bowser's Kingdom will be hidden, but this area is also pretty big for hiding some moons. But first we're gonna go over and grab some purples. There's no reliable way to skip bonking here, and if we take damage, we're just gonna lose our... So, I guess we're just gonna warp back? Yeah. I'm going to be avoiding warping as much as possible, and due to the annoyances of how the area is lined out, we're gonna have to take a Pokey with us on pretty much every spot to check every area. Starting with this one, which, like most of the other ones, requires a Pokey, but you can't actually get the coins with the Pokey itself, and this one's kind of interesting. So, yeah, we just got him, but now we have to ditch the Pokey. Because there's a secret area down here. there's no real reliable way to get this, so we're just gonna hang on the wall for a little bit and time cap throw at that point, and we can get a pretty well hidden key moon. Bet you didn't see that one your first time. I actually did it the crazy way. You do not have to do it that way at all. There's a much easier way. I just happened to do it that way because we come by some purple coins. And most of the time there will be a hidden spot that you can bomb with this, but in the first part I do not believe it is available. It's usually just there for fun, for the most part. Yeah, there are obviously tricks to get up top here, but... Oh! Here's a nice hidden area. Yet another zone that requires a pokey. This time we're gonna have to fall down a little bit on purpose in order to navigate it. All the way to red purple coins. Fortunately that isn't all. There's still more to find here. Yeah, nice big secret right here that you probably never found. Go all the way up here and we find a hidden moon. I did that the slow way, but again, that was done on purpose because there were also some purples available there. There's probably a more faster path where you could take Death and just get the purples on the way up top. Now for a more interesting moon, which is pretty easy to figure out. See the shiny thing. Actually, well, never mind, that's the thing before. But this tower is so big it actually contains a moon of its own. The secret to getting up top is to just simply jump up here and it'll contain some purples. But obviously we're not done yet. We're gonna look around for a little bit. And you know what, just for fun I'm gonna try ground pounding on top of it. Okay, nothing there. Again, taking a Pokio with us. Pretty much every area. Because I've been killed by so many of the enemies, I feel like the best way to avoid taking damage is to just kill everything. And now, unfortunately, an area that is pretty difficult to get to. Oh wow. I just warped to that area. It kept knocking me off. It's like it wants me to go out, but... Oh my gosh, Cappy! What the heck? Okay, well, that's actually kind of an interesting glitch. I don't know if I've seen that before, but yeah, you're pretty much supposed to just try these different spots on this area and until you find, oh wait, there's some hidden blocks. I actually thought this area was impossible to get up to. I'm like, doy, I'm dumb actually, because with Mario games, they have to have invisible blocks to get to where you want, so basically just have to keep throwing the cap and then you find, oh, there's an invisible block. And then you can go and get the coins. With that, we've completed all of the easy areas. Unfortunately, that time is also getting pretty low concern. I'm gonna actually shake. Nope. Okay. I thought there was a little bonus area, but no. So we can actually talk to Peach in the Bowser Kingdom now. Another Power Moon from Peach, because why not? Let's finish this by getting the 2 moons off here before we go to the shop second. So remember the area that I was to get on? Turns out you have to turn around to get the moon, and also Bowser's Kingdom actually has a theory that apparently this moon isn't even unlocked until Bowser is defeated. A lot of the moons in this kingdom don't even work until after the Mecha Brutal dies. Or Robo Brood, whatever you call it. A lot of people do prefer to call it the Mecha Brutal because it has all the rules in it, and it's also a mech. Just the nice pun that we refer to. And there we go. We get the 2 Jizza moons, which are the lone standing moons in this kingdom. We already got the hint art, so we don't have to worry about that. And then, the only thing really left here is that hidden area, which we're gonna go into next time. But I figure since we're so far into this area, we're gonna buy some stuff with purples. We're gonna choose this one first, and change. And that'll allow us to get into that hidden area. Okay. Yes, you can warp to the individual areas, but... Oh, wow. Wait a minute. There's some purples in here, too. Jeez Louise, I definitely missed those the first time. One of the many purple spots I actually refused to check. I literally just saw the purple gold, I was like, oh frick. They're right up there. That's probably some of the trickiest purples ever, just randomly hiding above the capstone that no one would check on their first time playthrough. That's what I'm saying. Some of the best players have to watch for that purple goal. Unless, of course, they have a guide like me or know where the stuff already is. But as we pretty much 100%ed Seaside Kingdom. And just to confirm that, let me show you over here. Bam! Double star, which means that 3 to 4 kingdoms have now been double starred, and Ruined and Cloud have been starred as well. Those don't have any purples, obviously, so those are much easier to do. And of course, and no, don't worry about the section. Unlike last time, I did not forget to buy the stuff with purples. I actually bought everything with purples in most of the other spots. And even if I missed it, I can always check by just going back to all the starred kingdoms one by one. If I see that one still has purples in it, I will go back and get that. But yeah, I'm pretty much done for shop items. Once I spend a lot of items, we'll actually be very close to 99 moons. Right now our total is at 653, which means we're actually, at this point, 2/3 done. So excited to actually be very close to finishing. And yeah. Now, while it'll seem low at first, we're gonna get a big boost once we go to the Mushroom Kingdom, because there's so many moons there, it's actually crazy. And not to mention the hint arts that we still have in there as well. But now there is hint art in Mushroom Kingdom that I forgot about. I'll probably go to get before I actually start the big chain, because I want to finish off strong if I can. But yeah, leave a like if you enjoyed, guys. Comment, rate, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.